Hey everyone, I'm Cahlen, and in this video I'm going to be doing a little bit of an experiment with my sleeping pad. So this is half of a Thermarest Ridge Rest, which I found that I can actually just be sleeping on this even when it gets, down into maybe 10 degrees Fahrenheit before I start getting cold. And I spent the entire winter sleeping outside, and well, that'll be completed in a couple of days here anyway. And I don't think it's going to get colder than that at all this year, but I do want to prepare this sleeping mat for in case I ever need to travel someplace higher elevation, or if it does get colder next winter. I'm going to basically be attaching this. This is a tarp, right? See, it's a black tarp, but it has aluminum reflective, so this reflects radiant heat, right? So I'm going to be basically attaching it to the pad with do I have that around here? Yeah, we got some this is like all-weather permanent duct tape. It's Gorilla tape, right? So this stuff's pretty intense, so hopefully it should hold it on there. But basically this is gonna be the bottom of it. I'll be sleeping up here, and then my heat will be radiating down and getting reflected back up. So that doesn't do anything with the conductive heat loss just from touching things, but it should help with reflective. And a lot of sleeping pads have something like this installed in them, and that increases the insulation value pretty significantly. And this tarp is only like 20 bucks, and I haven't really used it for much, so I'm not worried about carving it up a little bit and trying this out. Okay, so I'm going to set this basically right on the corner here because this is reinforced on the edge. Might as well use this reinforcement, and also reduce the amount of stuff that I have to cut, and also it'll leave me more tarp, right? If I cut here, I wouldn't have this little corner here, which is a little bit awkward, but I don't think it really matters. So I'll cut it here, and here we go. Okay, so now we've got this piece here, which I'm just going to tape onto the bottom. So I'm going to do the corners first, just to make sure it's not flopping around while I work on all the other edges. Okay, so 2 pieces of tape, one going around this way and one going around this way, and I'm just going to do that on the other 3 corners. And you can see it's not quite perfect. I think maybe I pulled it over too far, but it's just an experiment. I got a bunch of extra pieces, so also it's not really, it doesn't need to be totally precise. Okay. So now I'm just gonna go around. I'm not quite sure if I'll try it going just lengthwise and see if that's gonna work. Oh. I think that'll be enough, right? I don't want to use a whole lot of tape because that adds a lot of weight to it. So we'll just see how this goes. Okay, we got one side taped up. Seems like it'll probably hold together. It's nice because it's also going to protect this, because this will be rolled up and be on the outside of my backpack, holding all of the other parts of my bed and shelter inside of it. And it can get poked and stuff with like branches and thorny trees and stuff like that I might walk by. So this will add an extra layer of protection to this stuff, because while this stuff is pretty hardy, it will eventually wear out. Alright, so this is basically what it looks like when it's all rolled up. This is all tape on this side, right? And then, again, this would be where I would be laying my summer sleeping bag and my poncho, and perhaps a couple of other things like pieces of clothing would be all laying on the inside here. And then I'd roll it up, and then I'd basically take two straps and strap it and hold it together there. And then I would find a way to attach that either to my backpack, or I'm working on a system of carrying stuff which doesn't even require a backpack. So this would just be rolled up and kind of sitting in going up and down along my spine, and I have two backpack straps which I can just attach to that thing. And then there will be another, like a stuff sack, a waterproof stuff sack, which is attached to my belt. So my belt will wrap around my waist and hold that thing on the bottom there, and that will hold bulkier clothes and things like that. And so basically it'll be a two-part system which doesn't have all the weight. My current backpack's like 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds maybe. And so, you know, I could drop 4.5 pounds, or maybe 4 pounds, because I'm still gonna have the shoulder pads. But you know, that would be really nice to lose all that weight. And so we'll see how that's gonna go. Basically, this is the first try. It's a little bit tight on here, so that when I roll it up, it actually starts pulling the corners back. So I may need to do another version of this, but I'm not going to do it right away. I'm going to test this out tonight, see how it goes, and then if I like it, I'll try it probably for several nights, and then if I like it, I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the other half of this thing that I cut in half. And I might even keep both of them, you know, because thinking having two of these stacked on top of each other, already this would take me down to probably below 10 degrees Fahrenheit at this point. But putting two of them, right, so I'm going to have 2 layers of foam and 2 layers of radiant barrier, right, something that's reflecting radiant heat, I think will work really well by itself. I don't think I'll need anything else, even if it gets below 0. I'm guessing it will probably take me down to -10. So who knows? I have to wait probably till next year to test that out, but that's what I'm going to go for. So I'm probably going to make 2 of these. We'll see how it goes, but I'll update you guys a little later about how this worked out. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.